That's a very good question, Brad. And you're already giving me chance to touch on the major difference between me and other candidates. To create a thriving city, you have to have the proper management and the proper council in place. So there is a formula to reach your goal. First of all, you need to choose the mayor in this election, and you need to choose councillors. So as far as the mayor, you have to look for somebody who is not loyal to any particular party or certain interest group, because it doesn't matter. If a person has loyalty to a certain party, then we're creating division, because that person will lean towards making policies please the philosophy of that party. So you're looking for a neutral person. That's number one, the voter has to pay attention to. A mayor who is in it for everybody. Number two, because we are in a growing city, we build green line, we build infrastructure, we build flood mitigations. You need a mayor who has management experience. So mayor with management experience and knowledge of this area will be more efficient in managing the city and able to challenge the bureaucrats and ask them to get the best plans for the city, because that mayor has a background, allow him or her to speak the language of the engineers and the bureaucrat and so on. That's part one of the formula to achieve your goal. The part two is you have 14 people going to be the councillors. Those 14 people, we need to find 14 people who are again coming to serve, not to make a career out of the position. And what differentiates me than the other candidate, Brad, as I mentioned to you, the letter I sent to you is a letter I actually, and a concept, I used it when I ran last time in 2017. I asked the people who are running for council to, I set an example by committing myself to term limits, so I am not there to make a career out of it, 2 terms. Then I am taking a major cut, rollback in my salary, because you look at the people in the private sector, they're taking major cuts, 20% and more, and we have a mayor here going to be there for 4 years or more with guaranteed salary and was not willing to take a cut, to lead by example. So I am the only candidate commit myself to 35% cut to set an example. So I sent a letter to everybody running for council and asked them to follow the example. I didn't ask them for 35. I said 25 or whatever you think cut or rollback you can take to set an example. So this way I am building the base, Brad. The base require a certain mayor with certain qualification, a certain council, and then the third part of my platform, which differentiates me again from other candidates, is I am, based on my management experience, going to create a new order of management structure where communities will have a very effective role on making decisions. At the community levels, people will discuss their issues, and then I will get the council of that particular ward to help them to receive information, educate them, so the people in every communities will be informed when they're trying to make a decision. And this way, no particular donor or influential person or whoever rich or have access can force their opinion on the communities or in the public as a way of making a decision that in the interest of the public. So if you put all this foundation together, then you can be sure every decision going to be made after that will be in the direction of creating thriving city. Yeah, so the public servant are the category of people who working hard, they are not really have an opportunity to be extremely rich and so on. And the service they provide, if I take an example for the city of Calgary, for example, the idea of privatizing certain service. I feel this is an extreme because privatizing comes with some negatives. So as a mayor, my first action I will take is to create an efficiency among the public servant before I rush to privatize services. If we create efficiency in the public servant and the people are happy with their performance, then I do not have to put people working in the city out in the street, because some influential people like to force the bureaucrat to hire some private companies. That is an extreme action either way. We cannot really work as a city with lack of efficiency and say that's okay. In the meantime, we cannot throw people in the street because somebody has power to hire some private companies to take over their jobs. I'm going to always be the reasonable middle person. As a person has 20 years experience, Brad, and I am a consultant in management, I sat down with lots of experienced people, COOs of companies. I learned lots from them and I consulted them. If you take one position or the other, that is, in my opinion, expression of lack of experience in management. You take every case, analyze it, and see what is the best option and what is the fair option. What is the equitable option for people? And always start with people. Human is the focus. Are you treating the situation equitably, fairly? And therefore, I use tools and programs that I apply it in my management consultant to analyze the situation. And then we see, is that in the public interest and fair to both parties? If not, then it's not a good option. Transportation. I had just an interview a couple days ago, and I revealed one of my secrets. The reason we call it secrets in our campaign, because other candidates seem to have a habit of helping themselves to my ideas, and very soon the public forget who the originator of these ideas. And the other thing is the person who study an idea and understand it and know how to imply it is different than the person who's copying it. For as far as transportation, I want to tell you, you're going to be the second person to hear that. I will be the champion for the fast train between Calgary and Edmonton. Why? Number of reasons. The fast train is going to help the environment because we're going to get lots of cars off the highway. They are causing pollution, so we're going to help the environment. Number two is going to help the human, the individual, because you don't have to drive. You don't have to drive and get tired and also polluting the air with your car. Secondly, it's going to be more affordable, so we're going to help people to save money. It's going to be cheaper than driving your car. So I will be championing the fast train. Regardless which company going to build it, I will look for the best company for the best price. Secondly, we need to realize as a person who has a transportation experience. I worked for Alberta Transportation for 7 years. I know urban planning, transportation. I would like to enhance the concept of the green line and make it more affordable, faster, because faster transportation, when you have a design for a faster transportation, attract more people. Why? People always concerned about saving time. So a combination between a fast train or the bullet train to Edmonton and advanced design for the green line, that will help us also to encourage more people to use transportation. The faster the affordable transportation, more people use it. More people use it, again, less cars in the city. So that is my master plan as far as transportation. As the old say goes, money is the roots of all evil. I don't believe in buying the elections. That is a shame. You know, I left Egypt because of political corruption and how money decided the final choice of people and leaders. We need people, and especially with this technology we have today and access to internet and so on, to do their homework and see what this candidate history is, service to community, qualification, and choose people based on their merits. But putting money in the middle and people have access to supporters and influential groups pushing for one agenda or the other, I think that is a shameful thing in Canada, because I came to this country because of the ideal life here as far as the political system, the judicial system, the relationship among people, all these things that attract me to Canada, and I will speak against this evil thing called money in politics. Yes, we had a policy and we had a strategy. Since January 4th, Brad, everybody wants to run already registered. Some people have been registering for 8 months now or around that number of months. I have my website active since December last year. I never put a page for donation. I did that deliberately to send a message that I am not here looking for money or influential people to own my soul and then tell me what to do when I got elected. Just a few days ago, we put a page for donation asking for $10, and all this money we use is not for campaign like promotion, stuff like that. It's just to pay for the people who helping building a website and working in the campaign. So I made it clear to the people that I am not really looking for any specific donor to control and own my soul. I'll tell you a funny story. When I ran in 2017, a person came to me and said, I want to contribute $1,000. I found that the figure is big, so I told him, no, I'm not going to take it. He kept arguing with me and forced me to take it. So I said to him, here is the deal. If I was elected, I will pay you this money back. And I went to election Calgary and asked him if there are any rules against me paying somebody back what he contributed. And they said, no, there is no rules. So I would not allow anybody to control and own my loyalty, Brad, because I am the candidate who represent the people among all the 20 people running. With the qualification, with a history of community service, including sacrifices I made for communities, not just service. I made sacrifices, time and money to help in certain issues in our community, including the big issue of the flood. Yeah, that is a dear issue to me, Brad, because my life experience taught me that any way that you wanted to have a dignity of life for a people or provide dignity of life, you got to start with the house, place to live. That's your starting point. So affordable housing, as a person who has an engineering background, urban design, I know this city has the land. We have the largest land per capita in North America. I will, in my master plan for the city, designate area for affordable housing. That is an essential. We need to make sure that everybody has at least a place to lay their head. That is the dignity of life. And from that point, they can start look for a job and live a normal life. That's as far as affordable housing. It is one of my commitment, Brad, in my platform, that I will work towards ending homeless in Calgary and other cities like Lethbridge. I believe we're able to end it. I don't know why a city like Calgary cannot end it. And I know why, actually, because of the way that money, taxpayer money, been mismanaged. So therefore, it is part of my campaign and platform to end homeless in Calgary. Some candidates are trying to pick a fight with the province, and they're going to get nowhere with that. My philosophy is very simple, and it's common sense. When I, as a mayor, and I have the right councillor, the people who are devoted themselves to serve people, not just to make a career and look for the next chance to increase their salary and so on. When I have the right team, then we will manage taxpayer money wisely, intelligently, and honestly. The city is a rich city, but we don't have the right council to help everybody to have the opportunity of having a good life and prosper. So once we do that, and the province or even the federal government see the example of how we manage properly at our local level, the municipal level, then I will have the cards in my hand to speak to the provincial government or the federal from a strong position. We are not coming to you, province, to beg for money. We are not coming for handout. We did our best with what we have, and therefore, if there is something that you can help with, already committed yourself to, we need to have it, and maybe we need to have it now. That's how I approach the province and the federal.
Campaign.
Yes, my message to the voters, Brad, is very simple. When you go to forums, debates, my advice to you, based on 30 years experience being active in the world of politics, but I'm not a politician. I'm just a sincere person, cares about the country that decided to make it my new home. When you go to a forum or debate, do not waste your time asking who's going to collect your garbage, who's going to remove your snow. Don't worry about these things. Ask 5 questions to everybody running and use what I call it the smart point system to shortlist who you should vote for. The 5 questions are, number 1, you ask the person or the people running, are you willing to commit to term limits, 2 terms? Question number 1. Question number 2, are you willing to take a pay cut, roll back in your salary to lead by example, and how much are you willing to take? That's question number 2. Question number 3, what kind of skills you bring to the council that we can benefit from it to manage our city more efficiently? And the question number 4, are you willing to spend more time with your communities, conduct more town hall meetings, provide information, use technology to educate your people, or are you going to be the big head that you're going to come to the council meeting and tell me what is right for your community? That's not going to happen if I am elected, because I have a certain computer program in management allow me to reach out to the voters and find out what the people want, not what the council wants for them. That was question number 4. Last question, number 5, you ask them about their donors. Are you willing to tell me who is your donor? And this way you decide if that's an interest group, influential, rich people have interest in moving things their way. Don't waste your time with those people. They will never be for you. You need people who are for the people, candidates for the people, not for the people who supported their campaign. And that is my message to the voter.